This is the Iowa Weather Report for Wednesday, December 18th, 2013. Now our first look at the 0Z GFS model run. At noon today, we have pretty much a zonal flow out of the west to west-northwest across the area. A little bit of a trough with a wave moving off the east coast into the Canadian Maritimes and North Atlantic. And with that, that'll take a snowstorm off the east coast or New England coast into the Canadian Maritimes. A little bit of lake effect snow in the eastern lakes, and a little bit of snow along the U.S.-Canadian border. But around here, temperatures will be warming up into the 30s and 40s, maybe nearing 50 in some areas. But it looks to cool back down on Thursday, back into at least the upper 20s across the north to middle to upper 30s, maybe low 40s in the south, with a little bit of rain mixing in late in the day with some freezing drizzle into a little bit of snow Thursday night into very early on Friday. By Friday midday, that storm is gone. It begins to clear. Temperatures back into the 20s, teens in the far northwestern counties. But the clouds hang on as a new system begins to form off to our south. This could scrape the southeastern counties with a little bit of activity Saturday, but then as we move into Sunday, the system begins to move in and could bring us a little bit of snow activity to the southeastern third to half of the state at this point. Accumulations look to be in the couple of inch range, but we'll have to wait a few more days for that to get a better outlook on that. Monday, the high pressure moves in. It's going to be cold. Highs likely back down into the teens to lower to middle 20s across the area with high pressure overhead. But this quick moving pattern continues. Southwesterly winds on Christmas Eve will bring temperatures back into the 20s to lower to mid-30s across the area as a clipper system moves through. This could bring us a little bit of snow Christmas Eve night into very early Christmas Day. And here on Christmas Day, a week from today, you can see a trough coming through with a little bit of energy along it. This will be with this clipper system that'll be moving across the area. It'll be bringing temperatures down, likely into the 20s for Christmas Day. Few flurries around. It'll look quite Christmassy outside. And it looks to be somewhat non-existent of accumulation at this point. A couple days after that, going into the extended period on the 29th, a bit of a wavy type pattern, a little bit of energy off to our west. Otherwise, it doesn't look very active at this point. We could see a storm beginning to take shape off to our south, and that could bring us a little bit of activity a day or two after this, around the 30th or so, with a little bit of rain and mainly snow across the area. And then at the end of the forecast on January the 2nd, we have a trough digging in across the desert southwest. Bit of energy along that. Flow mainly coming out of the west and then north and west. And with that, we could see a system off to our south with a little bit of snow across the Texas Panhandle back into New Mexico. Some rain, maybe thunderstorms along the Gulf Coast. But around here, it looks like temperatures will likely be mainly in the 20s, maybe a few upper teens in some areas in the north. Satellite image from last evening, we see the storm system moving off the east coast, taking the snow along with it. A little bit of activity off to our west with some high and mid-level clouds with a little bit of snow out there. The watch warning map from last evening, we had some winter weather issues across down East Maine, across western Michigan, also across Montana and northern Idaho. Otherwise, it was fairly calm across the country at this point. When we take a look at the QPF chart, precipitation over the next 5 days through Sunday evening at 6 o'clock, showing any precipitation will be from about nothing in the northwest to maybe about a quarter to a half an inch in the southeast, with the heaviest amounts along the Ohio River Valley.